Hello, welcome to St James's Park, where Norwich City have drawn 0-0 with Newcastle, which in normal times would probably be a decent result. A clean sheet away from home and a away point, but in the situation Norwich are in, it's not especially helpful. They are now 7 points adrift of safety, so that's extended by 1 point today, and it's just kind of same old story really, isn't it? The same old song is playing for Norwich, playing well, not getting the points they deserve, and it's just one of frustration. We've just spoken to Tim Krul and Christoph Zimmermann. They're not hugely down in the dumps and hugely depressed about the situation they're in, which is quite kind of odd for a club that are in the position they are in at the moment. They should be so downbeat, but it's not. It's frustration because they're playing well to get more points than they are getting, and they should have got more points here today. Really, it's a difficult one for them to take, and it's a difficult one to keep saying over and over again. But they have now got 13 games left to salvage something from this Premier League season, and there's absolutely no doubt that it's going to take something really, really special now. They are going to have to get at least one win, I would have said, from the next 4 games, which look very, very tough on paper. We now have the 2-week winter break. Then it's at home to Liverpool, away to Wolves, home to Leicester, away to Sheffield United. Now, it's totally conceivable that the team bottom of the table could take no points from those games, but I don't think you'll find many Norwich fans who would say that's going to happen as things stand, and certainly would be disappointed if that did happen, because they're playing well enough, but they're just not taking their chances. Just to take a quick look at the stats, they had 57% of possession away from home. Okay, Newcastle play a bit of a defensive style. They play 5 at the back, or 3 at the back with 2 wing backs, however you want to put it. They were happy for Norwich to have possession, and in the end, I suppose that decision has sort of paid off them, because Norwich haven't taken their chances, with a bit of help from the Newcastle defence and goalkeeper, of course. But yeah, 57% of possession, 19 shots to Newcastle's 15, and 4 shots on target. Newcastle actually had 5 on target. So Tim Krul's had to work for his clean sheet. He's a happy man to come back to his former club, a place where he made over 175 appearances, I think it is, was here for a long time. Just told us that his wife's from Newcastle, his daughter was born here. This club is clearly going to be a very special place to him for the rest of his life, and he was given a good reception, as you expect, before the game and afterwards. He earned his clean sheet, and it's still helpful, of course. You know, it retains a little bit of momentum. That's 6 points in the last 6 league games. Technically, it's only 1 defeat in the last 4, if you include the Burnley FA Cup game, which was a defeat at Tottenham, which they were unlucky to lose as well. You can tell as the words come out of my mouth that we've been saying this for a while, haven't we? And the players know it's that way as well. And frankly, the only way you can sum it up is frustrating. But it's not over yet. You can't say it's over yet. But the chances are slim now. They have got to do something special. And if they can get at least 1 win in that difficult run of 4 games, then they can go into a run of more winnable games and try and pull off the great escape. If they do it, what a story it's going to be. And they're probably playing well enough, but not taking their chances. So let's just quickly run through those chances. Early on, Martin Dubravka makes a good save from Christoph Zimmermann, header from a Duda corner. Daniel Farke went with the same team that started at Tottenham. Emi Buendia was back on the bench, and Mario Vrancic was as well, with Ibrahim Amadou having disappeared out of the club late on deadline day. His loan was cancelled and was returned to Spain. And Buendia did come on in the second half, but looked pretty rusty, like he was trying way too hard, and he actually finished the game sort of storming down the tunnel looking pretty angry. But yes, 17th minute, then Dubravka again, he tips over a team with Puki's shot. Krul's first big involvement was in the 21st minute. Joe Linton thought he'd scored for Newcastle. He's not scored many this year after them spending 40 million for him. Connects really well with a header across Krul towards the top left corner, and Krul gets a glove out to deny that, and then fortunately Almiron heads the loose ball behind. Puki played through by Rupp, a lovely little flick to play him clean through in the 30th minute, and Federico Fernandez got back really well. The goal-saving tackle potentially, because he just had Dubravka to beat. So it was 0-0 at half-time. Krul was needed to prevent a Grant Hanley own goal 15 minutes into the second half, and he also did well to sort of sprawl to his left to tip a Alan Saint-Maximin shot from the edge of the box around his post. He was the real live wire for Newcastle. He was the one that they really had to work hard to control. Max Aaron's had a really busy day, but on the whole, I think they'll just about be happy with how they dealt with him. And the biggest chance of the game came in the 73rd minute. Pukki wins the ball, basically a poor clearance from Jamal Lascelles, the Newcastle captain. He quickly gets the ball to Duda. Cantwell plays it on. Duda then plays it into the left channel, back to Pukki, who holds off his man, and just typical one-on-one situation where you'd expect Timu to finish across the keeper into the bottom corner. Dubravka just gets a glove on it to stop the shot. It then bounces off Lascelles and nearly goes in for an own goal. He clears it off the line, and then Duda thrashes the loose ball into the side netting. And by that point, we had been thinking, oh, they can just get a goal here. This is the spark. But you got the feeling it wasn't going to come, and it more and more had that 0-0 written all over it, and that is how it finished. Kenny McLean also looked like he was going to recreate that header against Manchester City earlier in the season. Rose at the near post, almost unchallenged, to meet a Duda corner. Couldn't nod in at the near post, and he held his head in his hands, was gutted to see that one go. And Pukki, similarly, after that chance that I just described, he was on his haunches, really disappointed that he hadn't taken advantage of that one. Krul was needed to tip a Sean Longstaff header over the bar as well in the closing stages, but it's finished 0-0. In the end, with the amount of chances both teams had, possibly a draw is a fair result, but Newcastle couldn't have complained if Norwich took all 3 points here, and unfortunately they haven't. And with the results elsewhere, West Ham drew 3-3 with Brighton, Bournemouth won 2-1 at home to Villa, and Watford threw away a 2-goal lead to lose 3-2 at home to Everton. So Norwich are 5 points adrift of Watford, and West Ham are the other team in the relegation zone as we head into the winter break and start looking ahead to that game against Liverpool. Just hoping that Norwich can change the mood music somehow. They need to take their chances. It's just as simple as that. They have improved at the back. Defensively, they're doing better. In open play, they are largely dominating most games that they play, apart from the Manchester United game recently, which was a poor performance. But it's that record playing again here on a Saturday night in Newcastle. We will keep you up to date with everything during the international break. By the sounds of it, the players will get a few days off now. It's not like they're all going to disappear off on holiday for the week. They, of course, have got a big game to prepare for against Liverpool the week on Saturday. So the winter break is a new one, but we'll see whether that can be any good. And you've heard Norwich fans saying it for a while, haven't you? That it would be just typical of Norwich to beat Liverpool this season, to be the team that finally end their ridiculous unbeaten run. Who knows? If they do it, that would certainly be the spark. But this season needs something special now. If they can do it, then it's going to be a remarkable, remarkable achievement. But if they don't start taking those chances, it is not going to happen. Thank you very much for watching. Head over to pinkun.com for all the analysis, Connor's report, all our videos from this game. We will catch up with you very soon.